Hola mi gente, it's Ricky. Blessings to everyone. And I'm a little cold today. I want to talk about a real estate horror story. Might be a little shivering, but so today I'm gonna be doing a little story time of one of the nastiest bathtubs I've ever seen. Worst transactions I've ever closed. So it starts off like a regular love story, real estate story. My lender, which is part of my team, she did a great job of getting them approved a year ago. It took us a year to get them fully approved with my lender. Credit issues, credit discrepancies, but he was committed, my lender was committed. We were all committed to getting we were all committed to getting him closer to the goal. We get the pre-approval, we get the green light. Start shopping, start looking at homes.
Can I get in the background of that?
You can.
No.
With these clients, they were fully excited and ready to go. We come across a single family home, 4-bedroom, 2-bath. Pictures look okay, they look good. A nice single family home. We look at the pictures. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, nice backyard. The pictures look great. I'm like, perfect. The pictures look great. That was the key. And so it immediately starts to look a little fishy. Okay, it's tenant occupied, so I have to make an appointment with the tenant or agreement with the listing agent to see when I can possibly show the home. I look into the MLS. Tenants are actually living in the property, so it immediately starts to look a little fishy and a little rocky. But regardless, one of the steps to get into the home was calling the tenant. The phone number was listed in the MLS, and I actually called the tenant. I called him, and this was the first flag, I guess, out of many. Red flag. I text the tenant, hey, is it available for showing? He says, I actually moved out last month. Don't go there. I got robbed multiple times. Not a good idea. I have the text to show. I could take that one of two ways. Either A, the tenant's full of shit, the tenant's lying, or B, this is true and I should be scared, right? But me being the fearless person that I try to be, I was like, he's full of shit. like he's lying. He's lying, all bull crap. I'm like, it sounds like it's vacant. I start to push the listing agent to rekey the home and make it available for us to go in. We finally do that, and we go into the property, and they have what they were calling house sitters. They had some people house sitting the property while it was technically still vacant and available for sale or for rent. They had it listed for both at that time. They had just complete dirty stuff everywhere. They had their underwears up there.
Were they boxer briefs or boxers?
Boxer briefs.
Okay, so it's pretty organized though.
Yeah. And
did you take some for you? Did you thrift some?
No, I'm okay. The gas wasn't turned on. That means they had no stove, they had no refrigerator, but they still had people there living. My buyer goes in there, and I immediately after the showing tell him, hey, I don't think this is a good investment for you. I see a lot of problems coming your way that we should probably avoid, and this is not in your best interest, in my professional opinion. We went on to the next home. I actually show him a property 3 houses down that's actually a little bit more expensive and a lot more better condition. I show him the home. It's $30,000 more. He doesn't like it. He says it's kind of small. It's a 3-bedroom, not a 4-bedroom. I really want the room plus for the price. He wasn't willing to pay $30,000 for an upgraded already house. I let him sleep on it. Call him the next day. He's like, you know what? I want to submit an offer for the first house. We roll the dice, and then comes the craziest counter offer I have ever seen. It was madness. I showed my broker, and he's like, well, who wrote this? I'm like, yeah, I know. Craziest counter offer, basically putting all the liability to my buyer, telling him that this was investment property. This is an investor looking to sell the property at full price. They're not budging on price. They are going to contribute, but they're not going to do any repairs. I see that, and I'm like, wow. I even feel like compelled to tell my buyer, I can't let you sign this because this is releasing all liability to you. I am only here to inform my clients and advise them the best position, and then at the end of the day, do whatever they tell me to do. I get the counter and I present it to my buyer. Okay, they're asking for A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Literally, I went down the list because there was so many things on my counter offer. And he tells me, you know, I don't see a problem. He's like, let's try it. I'm like, okay, buyer, I have your back. I'm like, I have your back. My lender tells me one more time, hey, I don't feel good about this because her and I knew we're gonna open a can of worms right now, and we're gonna see those worms, as you're gonna see right now. That we found some literal worm in that bathtub. I mean, it looks like there was something living in the bathroom. Yes, it was like something was coming alive. Someone was living rent free and just enjoying life there. They were thriving in there. I saw a new species. Yeah. As soon as we walked in, the first thing was it smelled terrible. It smelled like shit because we go in there, start off with the roof. The roof looked like it had previous leak damage. We go to the roof and we look at the roof, shit everywhere. It looks like it was birds just like had a whole party up there. Started to like, that's their designated shit area, because there was just white all over that roof. The AC wasn't properly sealed. That led us to the next point, that there was previous leakage, water damage in the attic. As when we go down to the second bedroom, in the ceiling, there was a little bubble coming down, that there was previous leaks, that there was. It turned into a it turned into a third bathroom because it was like a free shower coming into that bedroom. We go into the kitchen. The kitchen has no stove. Who lives without a stove? The gas isn't turned on. No gas. That means that the dryer isn't working. It means that there's no hot water. There's absolutely no hot water because there is no heat. There is no gas. There is no gas. Then we go into the bathroom and the tub is leaking. The tub is leaking and the faucets aren't properly working. We go outside. Looks like someone had drove into the first bedroom with their car from the outside because the wall was dented in. The wall was kind of leaning like, it was like this. It was like, you know, it was like, you know, this is what I didn't want. This is what I didn't want, not for myself, but for my buyer. So that was problem number one. Problem number two comes the appraisal inspection. They need to install stove. The good thing about the appraisal inspection is that it came at value. That means that it appraised at the offer. So we didn't have any offer purchase price issues. It was all the condition of the house. We strapped the water heater. Need to add smoke detectors. They need to fix that leak in the tub. Sounds simple, but it wasn't, because we weren't dealing with a cooperative seller. We were dealing with a minimal cooperation, minimal work, the minimal effort to sell the home type of seller. So we go back to the seller with these reports. Hey, can you at least fix these appraisal conditions? Appraisal conditions are things that need to be met or repaired for a home loan to actually close and fund. Say yes, we'll fix those things. Great. It was like a moment of, okay, maybe they'll do something. Fast forward a week, there was some green growth, not only in the toilet, but in the tub. It was like sharing homes. It was like jumping from the toilet to the tub. It was like dancing. It was like having a little party. It was like green shit. I don't know what to say. It was like feces. It was growth. It was an alien. It was I don't know. It was something unhuman. At that point, we emailed the seller. Can you fix this? I send pictures. Seller responds, we are doing absolutely no repairs. We're down to the last 2 weeks of the transaction. And I get that email. Hey, we're not doing any repairs. So now it is up to the buyer to fix all of the other conditions or anything that he wants to see in the property and actually close on this house. So I tell him, hey, Mr. Seller, if you want things to get done, you have to go in there with the seller's permission, the permission of the listing agent and the seller, to go in and make modifications to the property before we close. Let me tell you, unclogging those toilets and that tub was one of the most, I don't even know if there's words to describe it, but it was definitely an experience that I'm never gonna forget. It wasn't until like the second to the last day and the last week of escrow where we went in there with the snaked both toilets and finally unclogged those nasty toilets. The leak was fixed, the toilets were running, the water heater stopped leaking, the kitchen sink, they actually repaired that kitchen sink. My buyer had to call to have the gas turned on before he actually took ownership. That was the only way for us to get the gas in there, and all other appliances were working. At the end of the day, he reminded himself of the commitment he had made to us, that we're gonna push this as long as we can if we all work together. We all came together as a one team to get this property closed, and finally Wednesday afternoon we got the clear to close. The loan was funded, ported on my buyer's name. So I was able to give Bob officially after us going in there many times. This is your home. Congratulations to your hard work, your dedication, your commitment, and our willingness to help you and you to cooperate with us to come here and achieve that home ownership dream, because he came from El Salvador, which is from where I am, which is why we connected so well, to come to the United States and work as an independent contractor, works on his own dime to get his own property. So with that commitment, without him being committed and my team being as diligent as we are, we wouldn't have got this done together. So there it goes. That was one of my most horrendous transactions that I will take with me forever. Have a blessed and phenomenal day. Take care and be safe, everyone. I'm Ricky.
Give him a little
Green shit,
Did
bro.
you take any home?
I thought about it, you know, it was talking to me at some point, but I just ignored it. You know, when you don't want to talk to someone, you just don't pay attention to it. That's kind of what I did with the new species. Yeah, it was like trying to communicate. I was just not responding.